Sup, fuckers? It's me, Majora T. If you don't get the reference, go watch my Blast Core review. I posted it this week. So, yeah. I've been thinking about language, Am I okay cursing on my channel? My philosophy right now is, like, if it's not a slur, I think it's okay. But I'm open-minded. What do you think, viewers? You can let me know in the comments. But anyways, I'm going to talk about video games now and not language. This is a different language. It's gaming. So, yeah. Let's talk about Yoshi. I beat Yoshi last week, and I beat Blast Core last week, and I beat Donkey Kong Country last week. It was a beat-down week. Should have played a beat-em-up or swung at some balls in 3D. No, BioPhoenix, I'm not playing balls 3D. But I did really hit some home runs last week. These are games. For the books, I did stream some of them. I streamed Blast Core. I streamed Yoshi's Island. I streamed Yakuza. I streamed Donkey Kong Country. And I even got gameplay for it. So my run is down to like 2 hours and 5 minutes now. That's good, but it could be better. As far as the week that we're in now, I said I wanted to play Ninja Gaiden for NES, Yakuza Kiwami for Xbox Series S, and Cruis'n in the USA for Nintendo 64. And I said I wanted to stream some Crash Team Racing. Something that was a community choice. I don't think anybody said anything, so that was not acknowledged. Sonic 1 through 3, Marathon, and some Genesis games. So how did I do? I switched it up. It's a classic switcheroo. And we started by switching from Ninja Gaiden to Crash Team Racing as the game of focus. I did actually play a little bit of Ninja Gaiden, but Crash Team Racing was sort of my focus. I dedicated a good hour to streaming it and just playing it, and I ended up clearing Area 1. I feel like I've done that before in my life, probably on the PS1 when I was much younger. But it did work out in this version, and I got the hang of things like drifting and just kind of the racing style. So there's interesting, like it's a good blend of skill and luck. There is a lot of luck involved, but my results could be so drastically different on the same course. And I actually kind of like that. You're just going by the course, you're not going by a Grand Prix, at least in the early game. I don't know how it gets later. I know that there are requirements for the way that you play, and you have to complete challenges and things of that nature, but I appreciate that you get to just do it one level at a time. Even the CPUs struggle. Like, they have a hard time keeping up with their PBs. So it's very interesting how the game fluctuates from time to time. But I do think that you need, because I'm playing on classic difficulty, which is pretty hard, you do need to have good kart racing mastery, as well as kind of mastery of the boosts and turns. And if you can get a good lead in first place, you can actually kind of take away the race if you're playing well enough. So I'm liking it so far. Probably going to continue off stream. We'll see. For Nintendo 64, I did beat Cruis'n USA on stream for the first time. And I did it on the lowest difficulty, but that's with racers and with traffic. So it's a mess doing this, and I'll erase this when I do the thumbnail, but it's a mess when you have racers and traffic. Traffic will be coming like directly on site, or it'll be in the other lane, and you have to kind of like anticipate the frames. The pop-in is kind of funny, but I forgive it. Like, it's N64, and it's very raceable anyway, and like 30 FPS. I've never cared so much about frame rate, and I still don't really with this, but it's noticeable. I'm just acknowledging its existence, and it's kind of funny in the grand scheme. I think I knocked a taxi cab completely vertical at the finish line in one of my races. It was kind of an iconic moment, and I did have a great time playing, and I definitely would look forward to playing again. I unlocked some car for this difficulty. I would need to play on medium difficulty. And, the thing is, it's not just a race against racers. It's also a race against the clock. So that's why it's a bit tricky doing all three of those things. If I was to do medium difficulty, I'd probably take traffic off or racers, one of those two. But doing all three at once was a lot for me, especially I was just coming off stream. I was just testing what it would look like. But for me, this is enough to say, great, credits rolled. But I really appreciate this game. This is a gem. There's not too many N64 games I've played this year that I didn't like. Can I think of any? Let's see. From the start, Sin and Punishment, classic. Mischief Makers, great. Blast Corps, fantastic. Cruis'n USA, another banger. Wave Race 64, learn to love it. I am loving these N64 gems right now, and Cruis'n belongs in there. And then, of course, we have a switch up for the Xbox as well. I did say I'd do Yakuza Kiwami. I did not play any this week. I played Tesla vs. Lovecraft. So why is that? Well, my big game ended up kind of being Crash Team Racing, and I did have a bit of a hectic week, so I didn't really have time to kind of focus on Yakuza, and so I kind of put it aside. I haven't forgotten everything I've done. I can jump back into it, but Tesla vs. Lovecraft has kind of been sitting in my collection unbeaten, and I just looked it up. It's 3 hours to beat. That's not bad. So I'm kind of the mindset, I just want to continue my file, keep playing it. It's a really fun twin stick shooter. Yes, Tesla's in the name. I don't care. It's not about the politics of it. It's about Nikola Tesla, the scientist, right? So let's subtract that from this game for a second, okay? And I did end up clearing Chapter 2. And I was having fun doing it. I like arcadey style games. This is one of them, so I think it's great. And as far as streams for the week, I did stream Blast Corps for gameplay. I streamed Donkey Kong Country for gameplay, and I did a Cruis'n USA stream, which was about an hour. You can go check it out. It's my first impressions of the game too, so that is on the other channel. Now, you also see here Pokemon Heart Gold post game. I didn't anticipate doing this. I actually said I wasn't going to do post game for Soul Silver, and technically I'm right. I picked up my Heart Gold file that I had 2 years ago, looked at my team, and was, you know what, I like this team. And I just wanted to continue from there. And so I'm currently at 11 badges. And you know what's been inspired me to do this is just watching this guy, Nostalgia Nighthawk, who's kind of just exploring his love of old classic Pokemon games. And his whole channel is dedicated to it. And he's doing the Battle Frontier and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I want to see more of the post game and kind of just build my team again. Not to say I'm going to become a Pokemon channel, but it's just kind of a fun, relaxing thing to do. Just putting effort values into my individual team members and breeding and things like that. I don't know. It's fun. And then using them and creating different movesets on your teams. It's a really strategic experience, and it is one that you kind of take ownership over because your Pokemon are your Pokemon. You raise them from the ground up. And that's a sensation that's really felt in the old games that is lost in the new games, because the new games, the nature of Pokemon is so disposable. They're basically made to kind of just be swapped out and catch new Pokemon. I can't think of what my team was in Pokemon Legends Arceus. As much as I love that game and I had a great time completing the Pokedex, man, I don't know. But I can't say the same for the older games. I could tell you oh my gosh, I have Feraligatr in my party. His name is Lockjaw, and then I also have Ampharos called Fluff, because that one's a classic too. And so, I think I have more attachment to the older Pokemon games, and this being one of them, and one that I want to see if there's more opportunities. I've heard there's a Battle Frontier in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's supposedly the same as Platinum's, so I want to see. I do own Platinum as well. I may just start booting up that file and start doing some trades and stuff. We'll see. I'll get back to you on that. There'll be a video for Heart Gold post-game for sure. So for next week, what do I want to do? Actually, I know that it says Crash Team Racing here, but I want to play Mario 64 on the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. I've done it before, but I do want to do a commentary on this game. I think that would be fun. And I don't know my time, so I would probably be doing a 70-star run. And unfortunately, because I want to do the commentary video on it, I would need the gameplay. So the priority is kind of getting the gameplay. But if I'm bored on stream, it's not a bad idea to do this on stream either. So we're gonna take out Crash Team Racing for a little bit. I might still play it just because it's not on the list doesn't mean I won't play it. Might end up in the video next time anyway. I didn't have Tesla vs. Lovecraft up anywhere, so that showed up. Sonic 1-3 Marathon, is that going to be this week? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then some Genesis games. These two actually coincide, so these would be a similar stream. And then as far as 64, I'm actually curious if I'm gonna hook it up. I don't know at this point. If I have my Switch hooked up all week, I don't want to have to keep switching cables and stuff. So I may hold off on 64, but I do have a couple games to show. Well, let's come back to that in a second. As far as Xbox Series S, I definitely want to continue on the Tesla versus Lovecraft train, especially if it's only 3 hours, because I would want like another short game here as well to kind of focus on. And then this really does give me some wiggle room here, so I could either do Nintendo Switch or Xbox Series S for the following games. Doesn't mean I'm going to stream them, but it does mean I'm going to focus on them. So I'll let this be the vote for kind of what am I focusing on next week. And the options will be Yakuza Kiwami or Crash Team Racing Nitro. And that's a viewer choice. So the way it'll work this week is not necessarily going to be first comment, but whatever has most comments. So whatever has the most votes between Yakuza Kiwami and Crash Team Racing Nitro will be the game that I am playing at that time. So that could change throughout the week. It just depends how the comments look. Obviously, you get one comment per channel. If you have multiple channels, I can't tell you no. Like, you could vote with multiple channels, so that's fine. But that would be the third game, so I would play that. And so there you have it. Those are my games for the week. We got a game beat, Cruis'n USA. We also have a video on Blastcore. Go check that out. We also have a gaming commentary that's doing really well with Waves and Games on Wave Race 64. Go check that out. And do I have other videos? I did a ranking video on Kanto Pokemon. I want to continue that. I might do that after this video, so that's exciting. Just so much good content on Majora T right now. I got gaming commentaries, I got game reviews, and I got games beat, and then the occasional beginner's guide. So there you have it. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.